understands the grind from the ground up. We're talking about going from flipping candy and glow necklaces as kids to building businesses and working with brands like Rolls-Royce, Ferrari, and more. This episode is for the ones who started with nothing but hustle heart and a dream. If you've ever felt like you want more out of life, this is your confirmation. Let's get into it. Without further ado, I have somebody special here, and I want to introduce him. Y'all welcome in Leo Castro. What's up, man?
Hey, thanks so much for having me here. It's a pleasure. How are you doing?
Man, I'm fantastic. So much better now that you're with us, man. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for being here. You could be anywhere in the universe, at least the galaxy or on the planet, but you're here with us. So I want to say thank you and shout out to Leo Castro. Thank you for being here, brother.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Here it's a beautiful day. So it was raining in the morning, but now it's a sunny and sunny, beautiful day. So you know what? Every day it's a beautiful day. It doesn't matter if it's raining. It doesn't matter if outside it's totally crazy or insane. You have the opportunity to make it happen. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
We created our own circumstances. So it's good. Every day is a good day.
All right, cool. Well, thank you again. Let's dive into this. So let's talk about your early hustle days, selling glow necklaces in the 90s, and what made you step into entrepreneurship so young. Can you dive into that with me?
Yes, 100%. So I was born in November 6, 1991. So when I was 6 years old, I was like, my father was an entrepreneur, okay? He had his own business selling like discs. He used to sell like a sound system. Back in the 90s, this was like a very good deal. It was very expensive, especially in Brazil. It wasn't accessible at all. Only rich people could afford it. And I always saw my father's life, how good in money he was in making money. And I was like, okay, I want to be like him. And then, I used to have all like the technology toys, like PlayStation. The PlayStation was a huge thing.
Right.
And I used to have like a lot of discs. Back then it was a disc, right? And after a while, when I said like, I got to use it with the disc, with the game, I was like, I don't want to use it anymore. So instead of just like putting in a shelf, I'm going to sell it. So I took like a bunch of them and I literally went outside and knocking some doors, like literally. Just imagine that I was 7, 8 years old. Back like then on the 90s, it wasn't as dangerous as it is today for a kid being outside knocking doors, selling CDs or games. But I always like to have my own money. So instead of like I take the money and buy candies or whatever, I was like, I have to make my money. I have to grow my money. So I used to, sell the CDs. Back then was like a 10, 15, 20 bucks. And I used to go to São Paulo because my city is 4 hours by driving to São Paulo. But my aunt lived in São Paulo. So every July, I used to go to her house. And then I used to purchase a lot of necklace for that shines on black lights, on neon lights. Especially back like in the 96, 97, 98, and 2000s. This was a big thing. Like you go to a club and everything would be shiny, especially the white shirt, everything. And then I used to buy it. I used to pay like $2 for the necklace, and I used to sell for $8, $10. So, and then I was able to, grow my money. And then I used to buy things for myself. So, back then when I used to go to a shoe store, most of the salespeople never paid attention, never gave me the attention because they thought, that's another kid. That's another kid. He's not going to buy it, so I'm not going to, wasting my time with it. And I remember one guy, he was so nice, helped me. I was like, can I try this one? Can I try that one? And then I believe that day I bought it. I'm talking about the 90s. That day I bought, I believe, $2,000 in shoes. $2,000 today, it's good money, but back in the 90s, 2000 was a lot of money.
Right.
Was a lot of money. But because I was making some money, and then I say now because I already have some, I can spend it. And I always like to have my own money, not only, to buy stuff, but I always help like charities as well. So since when I was like 11, 12 years old, I helped a lot of charities back home as well, because you know, it's not because I believe, it's because I know that if God give you the opportunity, you know, to hold some amounts of money, doesn't matter if it's a lot or a few, you have to take good care of it, you know, to the most productive ways. And all my old shoes, I used to, you know, like give it away for even friends or charity as well, because I acquire new ones, then I used to sell it. So the entrepreneurship mindset was always with me, because it's not about the money. It's not about the money. It's not the money. It's the pleasure of making the money. You know, it's the pleasure of working. As I told you last night, I was working here in the office 2:30 a.m. I went to sleep yesterday was 5:30 a.m. When I looked to the window, I was like, "Holy cow! It's not dark anymore. It's like bright." I was like, "Jesus Christ!" It's because of the pleasure. I used to chase money when I was much younger, but later on I figured out that wasn't the money, it was the pleasure of sharing, the pleasure of teaching, the pleasure of working. That's why most of the multimillionaires, billionaires, they never ever stop working, never. And this is one of the misunderstanding information people try to sell nowadays. You can retire at the age of 30. It's not about the money, it's about the pleasure of being in business.
Mm, right. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree totally. And, I want to kind of get into a little bit of how you and I met just recently. We've known each other for a few months, couple months, and we met through our one of our mentors by the name of Desmond Soon. And we've had the pleasure of being on weekly meetings and being able to discuss, some pretty, insightful things with amongst each other. And so having you around has definitely put spark in our circle, so to speak. Energy, you're very vibrant. You have a lot of great positive things to say. And I feel like I'm almost looking in the mirror sometimes when I'm speaking with you, because we have the same fluid energy, so to speak. You know what I mean? We're very driven. We're very positive, upbeat, and there's several things about us that are alike. So I enjoy being around you. And so the short time I've been around you, I have learned quite a bit from you as an entrepreneur. Oh, okay. Thought we lost the connection. But as an entrepreneur, me and you I can say for sure I've grown in a little bit of time around you. But so as an entrepreneur, what is your business specifically? What do you do? What's your business ownership?
Okay, so you want to know in Canada or in general?
All around.
Okay, so I start my first company in Brazil back in 2012. I took high school in Canada, okay, in 2009, 2010. I was in grade 12, so I was part of prom. So in prom, people used to rent like a limousines, party bus.
Mm.
And then back in 2010, I said, "Oh, that's amazing. Brazil doesn't have any party bus." And then I said, "I will do my own." Again, no money, zero. No money, no connections, nothing. And I was like, I'm gonna do my party bus. So it took me 2 years planning until I could, acquire the resources, the investors, the money, and the knowledge. Because you don't have to have the knowledge up front. You just have to have the desire to start the knowledge you're gonna acquire on the way. Speaking of which, Richard Branson, I met him once here in Vancouver, British Columbia, in Canada. So I asked him, like, I'm young. What's the tip can you give me regarding business? He said, if someone offer you an opportunity, you are not sure if you can grasp or not, accept it, and you're gonna learn through the way. So I always did what most people don't do it. Why? It's the mundane thing. It's like showing up, doing. I don't wait until everything is perfect, it's aligned. The time will never be perfect.
Right. Never.
The time is never perfect.
Right.
If you wait for the perfect time, I have a quite bad news for you. You're never going to start.
Right.
Okay. I saw like a Facebook post, people shooting like some arcs in M, and says this is not failure. So the guy missed it. Everyone, like everything, he missed it on the edges, right? He hit the edges, but he missed the center. But the thing was, like, this is not a failure. Failure is the guy that waits for the perfect moment for shooting. So okay, so in 2012, and then I acquired the investors. We started building the party bus. Took us 2.5, 3 years. We have the most beautiful party bus, I would say, in the world. Why I'm saying that? Because I took all the party bus that I consider nice. I took one part of one party bus, another part of other party bus, and then I put it in my own party bus.
Wow.
And
Are
then
you serious? Wow. Okay.
we had a challenge says, okay, now I have a party bus. Either I run the business, but I told my parents, I'm going to build this business and I will move to Canada. I was, I believe, 21 years old at the time. But my idea was to open the business as a retirement for my parents to have like a cash flow, uh, yeah, cash income flow. And then I said, okay, another plan is we can rent out the party bus to other party bus companies. So that's exactly what we did. So we rented the party bus to a São Paulo party bus company, and since what 2016 or 17? No, 2017 it's rented for them. So they monthly pay us. We don't have to worry about sales, making sales, party, maintenance. They just take care of the bus. We have a contract, and they send us money. But it's good. I could make way more money if I run this business, but I was like, I'm gonna go to Canada. That's an easy way of like making profit. Was good. Again, it's not because of it. I always like to create the best experience. So this reflects not only in the party bus, but reflects in my business here in Vancouver as well, which I opening again December 2016. The incorporation was open, but the product was ready by 2017. And it's a dance floor company, all handmade, created by, I would say, our team, because I always, you never do anything by yourself.
Right.
Even if you have the idea, you always need like people to help you, right? So that's why I never say I did it. I say we did it. We did a party bus. We have a party bus.
Right.
We opened Onyx LED floor in Vancouver, British Columbia, with no business experience, no English, no connections at all. I'm gonna share with you why I'm laughing. No connections at all, and no money. No money. People and no permanent residence. I was just an international student. Okay.
Right.
My visa was about to expire in 6 months, and then I just I bought someone borrowed me the money. I opened back then was what $40,000, and I exploded my credit card, my wife's credit card. Plus, I was home 1.5 years. So it's a lot of challenge. It's not easy. People see the success, but they don't see the backstage.
Right.
Drift to the top of the mountain. You have to
And the curtains. Yeah. Right.
you have to find. And then so it's basically it's not about the business, it's not about the company, it's about the pleasure of creating, of giving service. I always try to find ways of serving others in an outstanding experience and product quality as well. Sometimes my profit is not a lot because I invest a lot of money in the experience of the customer.
Wow. Okay. And now that you're on that topic, I'm curious myself because I personally have not done the homework, which I should have. This was more on a short notice, but I'm very curious myself. So if you guys weren't listening, he said potentially one of the nicest buses in the world.
Yeah.
And I would absolutely would love to see this. And I'm sure the people would as well. While you're pulling that up, what is the website where people can go and see this bus and your product and what you're able to give to the people as a service?
Okay. So because it's with the other company in São Paulo, but I can show you right here. I have all photos. I'm not gonna say it's the most beautiful party bus in the world, but I will show you. You guys can judge it, please.
You guys be the judges. Yeah, let's see.
Be honest, okay? Be honest. It was a lot of challenge. We were the first party bus company in Brazil. So when you are the first, it's good and bad sometimes. Good because you're the first, bad because you have to create your way out. And everyone else who wants to do the same business, you already pave it, the streets for them. It's easy. Right. Okay. So this is the party bus. You let me know, brother. You let me know. Oh, I zoom it. Okay, that's the party bus.
What? Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Wow.
so here we have the DJ. Okay, the DJ. Here's
Okay.
the bar. Here's the bar. Just give me 1 second. Okay. So you have the DJ on this side, the bar on that side here. Okay. We have
Wow.
infinity illusion on the floor and on the ceiling. We have 1, 2, 3 TVs. One here, another here, and another on the VIP area. Now I'm gonna show the back of the bus. The back of the
Wow.
bus here, we have a
No
VIP
way.
area bathroom.
That's amazing. Holy
We
wow.
have 4 air conditionings. We have a power generator. So the power generator is huge. It's like 2 meters long by 1 meter high. Actually, it's 1.15 meters high. So the power of the generator is 115 kVA. So it's way more than actually what we needed, but it's big.
Wow.
Yeah.
That y'all seeing this? I mean, that you were not kidding, man. That is amazing. Like that is really top notch, top tier, really, really fantastic. I didn't expect it to be that amazing, bro.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
the first thing we're seeing, right? Yeah, because I don't think I showed you before. So I saw this in other party bus, LED lightings for putting cups.
Right.
Then I said I like this part. I saw this wood in another party bus, and I was like, I like this effect. So
Nice. Okay.
I did like 2 years research, and then I started doing it myself. Let me show you. We were in one of the most prestigious TV show in Brazil. I was being interviewed back in 2015 by this lady. Let me see the lady here. So the lady is this lady here. She's very famous. An interview there, like we were live for 45 minutes. If I had to pay to be live for 45 minutes in the biggest TV company in Brazil, it would cost me 1.5 million. So they called
Wow.
me. They said, we're gonna give you free exposure. Just come to us because we like your party bus. Now,
Yeah.
you're gonna be surprised. Look, now you're gonna be surprised. I'm gonna show you before and after. Look.
Wow.
So
No freaking
here's the
way.
washroom. Here is the
Wow.
washroom, and here's the VIP
No.
area.
Oh
Look, the
my
wall
gosh.
and
Day
the
and
view.
night. That is insane. Wow.
It
Come a
was
long way, right?
and it
So
was
how long
very
has it been? How long was that when you started that? For the picture on the right, was that when was that? What year? 2015, you said?
no, 2012. 2012
2012. Okay.
we started developing because it's not like in United States that you go in a party bus company and you can purchase from the catalog. In Brazil, I was the first one, so but by the time I finished, another company opened a party bus because other bus they were spending 150,000 bucks to build. We spent, I believe, almost a million. I believe it was 800,000, 900,000. Took us,
On your bus?
yeah, on the bus. So
Oh wow.
took us like 3 years to develop. 3 years to develop.
Love that. I love that you're so transparent about it. Thank you for saying that
Yeah,
because I wanted to ask,
it
but I
was
didn't
so
want to be
awesome.
too invasive. That's amazing. Okay, go ahead. Continue.
And then took us like 3 years to develop everything, and it's good. It's good. So we had to stop in the middle as well because no money.
Right.
The
Okay.
bus was literally like on the middle stage, and then we have to talk to investors and everything. We had to sell a lot of our stuff. We have to sell our cars. We had to sell one apartment that we had, you know, because it's not easy. It's not that I had the money. I didn't have the money. We had back then what, 200,000 bucks, 100,000 from my family, and 100,000 from the investor. It was like 200,000. We could build a party bus with 200,000, no problem, but wouldn't be as nice as this one.
Right. Yeah. What does insurance something like that look like? I mean, what do you have to have like top tier insurance? I'm sure with $1 million vehicle. And before you answer that, what does the outside look like? Do you have a photo of the outside?
The bus, yes.
Yeah.
So the insurance back then, because we were one of the first, so didn't have any insurance.
Oh, no
Because
way.
it was a new thing. There is no insurance, there
Right.
is no law, there is nothing. And then when we, like, because we had to present to the to it's not, we had to present to our politicals, our
Mm.
politicians, to show them I have this, how we can legalize, how we can do it. So let me show you. I have like a minute video. Let me show you. I'm not gonna put song because I don't want to like you have issues with copywriting.
Hmm. You guys seeing this? How amazing is that? Onyx. Okay, so Onix is the
Yeah,
name.
that's
Look
the
at the
first
colors of
version
this.
for
That, I
Onyx.
mean, this is fantastic. Wow. I had no
And
idea,
now you're
brother.
gonna
Like,
see outside. Yeah,
this is
the
really
washroom
amazing.
has a 3D wallpaper. You're gonna see a 3D wallpaper in a washroom.
That
Okay,
is
that was
amazing. Wow. This is literally, wow. That is, you
big.
were
Yeah,
not kidding.
the
Holy
bus has
cow.
4 meters and 10 centimeters. Oh, now it's the washroom. Now it's gonna show you the
That is
washroom
true, man.
wallpaper.
Oh, wow. That is really amazing, brother. Nice. Wow. I'm blown away. I am blown away, man.
It's a lot of
Way to
work.
go. I bet. I bet. I bet. I bet. But so you only have one of them, I take it, right?
No more.
I just one. So, or do you plan on getting any more?
No. I will
No.
tell you first of all. It's not because it's a lot of work, but whenever you are doing something for the first time, you spend twice as money if it's
Right.
not triple
Right.
because
Yeah.
you don't know. People that are doing for you don't know, so they have to charge you more because they have to have some margins. And if I was in Brazil, I totally could make a cheaper party bus because that one is the premium one. So the company that we rent the party bus for, that's the premium one. That's the
Mm.
premium. They have the template, but they don't do it. They don't want to do it because it's quite expensive. It's still quite expensive to do. It's cheaper. I could do this bus now for what? For I would say almost half price, 400,000, 500,000. Yes, but because we were the first, a lot of people weren't sure how things would work, so they had to charge you more. And another thing is, when they see a bus, let's say that you are working with air conditioning, the air conditioning for purchase is going to cost you 1,200 bucks. When they come to see the project, they quote you in 2,000 bucks. It's like when you live in a nice neighborhood, any type of service, they're going to charge you more because they assume you
They
have
assume you
money.
already have it. Yeah. Right. Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
we pay a lot of premium price for medium things.
Right.
We use
Okay.
only high quality materials, but the high quality materials at least was 30% less than what we paid for.
Okay. So I have a question for you. So if we can, let's talk about mindset, money, and mission. Okay. So like what does money mean to you now compared to when you first started?
That's a good question. So money is just a resources that allows you to do good without needing you to be there. So I would say you can donate money to create something spectacular, hospitals, schools, charity, buy food. You don't have to be there. So in the book, The Millionaire Mind by what was I have right here. So here we go. T. Harv Eker. Okay, it's right here. T. Harv Eker. So it's right here. That one, it's The Secret of the Millionaire Mind. That one's important.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. I'm actually yes. Okay. It's a great book.
Okay.
Yes.
So he said, because a lot of people say, "Oh, money changes people." No, money doesn't change people. You are faking off to be someone that you are not. And then when you have money, the money will only show your hiding personality. If you have a personality of helping people, money will amplify, intensify your intentions. If you have the personality of destroying people, hurting people, that's exactly what you're gonna do when you have money. So money doesn't change people. So money for me before was wow, I want to be rich. But it's not about the money. One of my mentors said, Leo, I don't care about the money. Fuck the money. I don't care about the money. It's not about the money. I didn't understand back then. I was like, how come it's not about the money, brother? How come it's not about the money? Because you say that because you have money, it's easy for you. I told him, like, no, you're gonna see one day. It's not about the money. It's about of the pleasure, either making the money, acquire the knowledge to make the money, and to help others.
Right, there you go.
The book of Napoleon Hill, How to Raise Your Own Salary. Oh, Jesus Christ, that was the best book ever. How to Raise Your Own Salary by Napoleon Hill.
You're huge in the books too. I love that, you know, and you guys want to share something about how he reads books is he gets in there and he highlights stuff and he really gets into books. I mean, go ahead and show him. Look at that. I mean, this guy, he taught me a thing or two already in the short time we've known each other. So that's amazing. That means that you really taken every bit of knowledge that you can and then some, you know what I mean? Making sure that you get every ounce of what you need to get from that book, right?
Yeah, so some pages I spend literally 1 hour, 1.5 hours. Because I don't read books, I study books. Right. I could say, okay, I read 1,000 books. Okay, did you apply it? No.
Right. That's one thing Desmond would say. Absolutely. Okay, well, here's another question. What's one belief that you've had to unlearn since you have been an entrepreneur? What's something that you've had to unlearn that you had before that you had to kind of like unlearn having?
Yeah, so that's success is having a lot of money. You have to be success first in order to have whatever you want. People have they have like a misunderstanding about success. They say, oh, you are famous, you have success, you have money, you have success. No, you have to be a successful person internally first in order to attract. It is a perfect example. I don't know which book I heard, I don't know if it was a video. It says something like this: don't chase the money. If you chase the money will never come to you. It's like a relationship.
It will elude you, yeah.
If you are, too sticky with a girl in the beginning, calling her, texting her every time, push you away, like get away. So money, you have to seduce the money. It's like butterfly. You wanna attract butterflies in your garden? Don't pursue them. Take care of your garden. Make your garden the most beautiful one. And guess what? The butterfly will come. So don't chase a butterfly. Make whatever you are doing the most beautiful. Put your energy. And that is another phrase. I'm not sure if I'm gonna say the in the right way, but it says Jesus failed in the desert. No, Jesus succeed in the desert. Eva failed in the paradise. So it's not the place, it's your decision.
I like that. Okay.
Eva was in the paradise and she failed. Jesus was in the desert. He succeeded.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So real quickly, so I have one more question I would like to ask you, and then I want to do something called a rapid fire round. And so within this rapid fire round, I would like to say one word and have you describe, your younger self and things like that. So my question before we do that is, what would you say to someone who's still stuck in the survival phase of their journey?
So Earl Nightingale says, what is success? Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, okay? So if you have to work for someone, but you know what you want in your life, and that work, it's helping you either to acquire the knowledge or acquiring the money to open your company or whatever, to get the promotion you are looking for. You are a successful person because you know where you want to go. Success it's nothing related with money or having your own business. No, success is you do whatever you want to do, and you have to be aware. If you want to be a household, because that's what you want to be, and you are a household, guess what? You are successful. You are successful because you are doing what you want. However, if you want to open your own business and you are stuck in the 9-to-5 job, but you know what you want in your life. I had to work for other people as well, but I always knew what I wanted. You are successful because you know where you are and where you want to go, right? It's like calling an Uber. You have to tell your location and where you want to go. How the Uber will drive you, which street, it's not your problem. Your problem is you have to know where you are and where you want to head.
Yeah. Right.
So I would say that patient, persistence, consistency, it's what I wrote in my book. I have to upload this on Amazon. So the war between us and our five senses. I wrote this book back in 2021, 22. It's very easy for reading. It teaches you about everything that I wrote, I experienced, I tested, and then I added here. I didn't listen someone saying that, oh, that's nice, let me put it. No. I tested. Nice. So for you that are stuck in a 9-to-5 job, or for you that wants to have a 9-to-5 job, but you want to get promoted, know where you are heading. The cheapest way to open your own business is to work for someone in the same field you want to open the business, because you're going to learn all the logistics of the process, so you can save money and avoid mistakes.
Wow, that's actually very, 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 very good insight. Thank you for that. Thank you for that whole entire segue or the segment. So this next one, this is called Rapid Fire Legacy Round. This is for me and you. And what I want to do is I want to ask you a question. Just kind of give me the first thing that comes to mind on these 4 or 5 questions I got. You ready? Okay. One word to describe your younger self.
My younger self, dreamer.
Okay. One decision that changed your entire life.
One decision that changed my entire life. Persistence.
I like that. Okay. One habit that keeps you locked in today.
One habit that keeps me locked in today. So you mean that the habit that it's not helping me to get to the point that I want, or the habit that helped me to get where I am at?
Something that you're continuously doing today to help you evolve.
One habit,
maybe like such as reading, or
I would say be persistent. You have to.
Okay, yeah.
You have to persist.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so
always.
One message to anyone out there grinding in silence. What would you say to that?
To grind in silence? Describe
somebody who's out doing their thing and they're suffering in silence, so to speak, without asking for help. Somebody's out there grinding, but they're not really asking for anyone to give them guidance or anything. What would you say to that?
Your worst enemy. Your worst enemy is the reflection in a mirror.
Yeah.
Your best friend is also the reflection in a mirror. Every time you are seeking guidance and answer, I'm going to share what I do, okay? I'm going to share what I do. I would never, ever share something that I don't do it. I can never sell a product that I don't buy it. I only sell products that I buy it. Otherwise, I'm fake, right? So because I'm not fake, I'm just going to suggest things that I do. So I stay in silence. Okay, in the party bus, I will tell you something. In the party bus, we were having issues in the party bus when we started renting for the other company. Because they were, in the beginning, they were paying us by commission. So, Leo, we had 10 events. So I'm going to give you 30-40% of each event. And then I had a feeling that they were having way more events than what they were reporting to us. So we were, like the party bus is there. It's $1 million investment. It's how are we gonna know how many events they are doing? We don't live in the same city. How can you figure it out? So I stay in silence for one day. I was seeking the answer for, I don't know, a month, until I said, that's enough. I will have the answer right now. So I sat in silence. I closed my eyes. I put a very calm song. It was a theta song. I had a pad with a pen. Okay.
Right.
And then I closed my eyes, and then I start have some ideas. The first 5 ideas, it's obvious idea. Put a GPS, put this, put that, but the GPS, they could turn off the GPS. So usually the first 5 to 10 ideas is the obvious one. You need to find the one that you are looking for is the number 10, the number 11, the number 12, because you really have to think and deep and think about it.
Right.
So then I said, okay, whatever. I know this. I need more. And then I started to write. So I was, I believe, for 30 minutes in completely silence with myself. And then the answer pop up to my mind says, install a tracker in a generator, because the party bus doesn't work without the big generator, the black big generator.
Okay.
You
Right.
can turn on the bus, but not the lighting, not the sound system. So we install a track system. Every time he turns on the generator, our GPS installed, not in the bus, but installed in the generator, gave us for how many hours, which location, the GPS. So it's like a GPS where the bus went, and
Okay.
then we could compare it. We could compare, oh, he reported 15 events, but we are seeing 20. And
Right.
it's not only that he just turned on the bus, he was outside for 5 hours.
Okay. Yeah.
5 hours is a party. It's not like
Right.
just turning on to show to customers.
Right. Okay. And
Back then, today we just rented not on commission basis, but monthly basis. So answering a question, go to silence, 30 minutes. That's what I do, and I would say I get the answers 90% of the time, and the other 10% I get in the day after, or I don't know, a week later. But I always sit in silence. It's like a
right.
lake. If you throw a lot of waters in the lake start having a lot of waves.
Right.
When there are a lot of waves, you cannot see clearly to the bottom of the lake. All the water has to calm down, and then you are able to see the bottom of the lake.
Right.
In order to get the answers, calm down.
So I want to go to the chat real quick. We have a couple people that come in. My Aunt Ramona, she's a huge supporter of us. Shout out to my Aunt Ramona for being here. I'm not sure if you can see the chat there
Yes.
or not, Leo. That's my Aunt Ramona. She's here. My nephew, Nathan, I haven't seen him in a while. He said, hello, dope uncle. How you doing? How you doing, my nephew? Good to see you, man. Good to see you here. Love you, little nephew. So I want to get into a little bit before we kind of segue into one more sector of this. With growing up as an entrepreneur for myself, I started selling gum in junior high school. And back then it was $1 for 4 packs of Bubblicious, right? So I would buy a pack of these 4 Bubblicious, and then I'd go to school and I'd sell these each for $1. And I was making like $30, $40 a day. And so for me, I'm like, it was a no-brainer. I'd invest one, I'd get 4. Invest one, get 4. And I'd sell about, I don't know, 4 to 5 packs of these 4-pack Bubblicious. So I'm coming at least $20 a day, at least. Sometimes I'd go buy about 20 of these packs with 4 of them and have like 100 packs, 80 packs, and I'd get rid of those during the week. And so, but I got into other things that were not legal. You know, when I became a little bit older, a few years, I got into selling drugs. I was into robbing houses and things like I was like really into crime, and like, you know, I'm not proud of it, but I'm not ashamed of it either. This is kind of what I did to survive, so to speak. You know, my dad passed away when I was a kid, and my mom had cancer. So for me, it was really like do what I had to do to survive. And I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to go rob houses or steal or go sell drugs, but it was like either that or we were going to be homeless. And I had been homeless before. So for me, it was a no-brainer. I'm going to go out and do what I need to do so that my mom, who had cancer at the time, didn't get kicked out of our place where we were living. She had a chemo drip. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that or not, Leo, but she had this. It was like this drip, and it went into her blood, and it was chemotherapy, and she was also getting radiation treatments. They were burning her. They were like, you know, microwaving my mom. And so my dad had got murdered. Well, my dad died when I was 16, and so it was really hard because, you know, I didn't have really much help to help me pay the bills. I was on parole at the time, not probation. I was on kid parole. I was in high school, struggling to graduate. My girlfriend at the time was pregnant, and my mom had cancer. So it was a rough patch in my life. So I was doing what I had to do to get by. But I started my entrepreneurship young, and I'm saying none of my crime life was really entrepreneurship. I just was letting you guys know where I was at when I first started selling gum to get what I needed to get so that I could, you know, make ends meet. So there's a little bit of background from where I came from on how I started my very first entrepreneurship with selling gum. And I did that for like a full, I don't know, about a year and a half in junior high school, and then ended up going to kid prison. And so that kind of did away with that. But I've been an entrepreneur since I was young. You know, I remember selling lemonade at, I think, 7 or 8 years old, and me and my brother Nate making a bunch of money, you know.
How was the feeling of, you know, being successful?
Oh, you know, well, because we came from poverty. We came from growing up in the projects and living on food stamps. I'm sure food stamps, I don't know if you guys had that where you guys are from, but we have these things called food stamps. They came in a pamphlet of like paper money. It would look like Monopoly.
Yes.
Yeah. So you'd rip these out, and I would let people cut in front of me because, like, if there was a girl there or something, I mean, I was like young, so I didn't really care too much about what people thought, but I did. I felt, embarrassed to have these Monopoly monies, and I'd have to rip the green $10 bills out. So it felt good to be able to make my own money. Like you said earlier, it was like, I liked the fact that I had my own money. There was a point where I jumped out of our van when we were living homeless, and I didn't have say-so on what I could wear. My parents were like dressing me, and I had the same outfit on for 3 days in a row. And I remember feeling the most embarrassed I ever felt in my life, because this girl, I had a girlfriend, I was in 7th grade, and she just looked at me like, wow, 3 days in a row. She kind of gave me this look, and I'll never forget that feeling. That's what drove me to never want to feel like I had no choice. I have options. I have the ability to go out and make things happen. So from that day forth, I said, I'm never going to ever feel like that again. And I haven't. If not if I had anything to do with it, and I have had everything to say about that. So I feel great about being able to, I mean, of course, now that I'm older, it's a necessity, it's a must. But back then it was like, I felt like I had no voice. But when I could do it, when I could legitly go out and make this money, my parents would like cheer me on, and it was like really good. I remember my mom actually borrowing some money from me. That was kind of weird, but it is what it is. So I didn't know at the time my parents, were full on, alcoholics and into substance themselves. But for me, it felt really good that you asked that, because I was able to make stuff for me, and I was able to spend it on the things that made me feel good. And some of the things that made me feel good was clothes. I like to look nice. So, you know what I mean? Like, feeling good comes from within, but even externally, like if I'm feeling good, right, nephew, you know what I'm saying? If feeling good, it comes from within, but having external, like, you can feel that much better. Because I mean, I had somebody today say, man, how are you always in such a good mood? And I'm like, I thought about it, like, damn, by choice. I wake up in a good mood because I woke up. And so he asked me and Justin the other day, my son, what's the occasion? What are you guys all dressed up for? I said, we woke up. That's all we need. We don't need any more of a reason than just because we woke up. You know what I mean? Like, it feels good to look good. And when you look good, you feel good. So I think it's a circle. So, yeah, you know what I mean? It does. It does. It feels really, really good. So, you got anything to add to that, Leo?
Yes. Jim Rohn once said that the day that changed his life around was when Skullgirl Cookie knocked his door for selling cookies. And then it was only $2. And then he said he was embarrassed because he didn't have $2. So as he said, the next smart move that I did, he said, lie to her. He said to her, oh no, I already bought plenty of boxes. I'm going to give to all my friends. And then the girl said, thank you so much, sir. Thanks so much for helping us. And then she left. And then he said, the moment that she left, I said to myself, I will never, ever want to live like that again. So disgust, it's a powerful,
right,
very powerful emotion and feeling that can turn your life around. So every time you are in a dip, be grateful for, because you never know which experience is gonna help you, to wake up.
Right, absolutely. Yeah. I agree. I totally agree. So from where I was at a year and 6 months ago, I was using substance, I was drinking, I was, had tobacco in me and nicotine. And so from last year in January till now, I've like made a whole 360, I'd say, not just 180, but I really turned my whole life around. I feel healthy. I wake up in a great mood. And I feel like I've always been in a good mood for the majority of the time, but there's times where I woke up in jail before. I woke up in jail, and like, how happy can you be when you're in jail? It's a scary feeling when your freedom's taken away. You're like, how did I get here? But now I look forward to waking up. I look forward to going to bed. I look forward to the days. I don't drink caffeine. I don't drink alcohol. I don't do nicotine. I don't do drugs. Man, I feel better than I've ever felt in my life. No drugs could ever get me to this point where I'm at right now. And I feel fantastic. Too bad it's taken me this long to get here. But one thing that you told me not too long ago, me and Letty were discussing this last night about, you can say that, we're here now where we're at because of all the trials and tribulations that we've been through. But one thing that you said the other day that made a lot of sense to me was, good thing that we went through what we went through then and got all that stuff out of the way. And we didn't have to go through it after we got the money. You know what I mean? And it's like you said, it's not about the money, but money in good hands can do a lot of good things, right? Just like it can if it's in bad hands. But I'm just saying this to say that we went through our trials and tribulations, and thank God we weren't already millionaires by this point, because who knows what we could have done. We might have had better drugs or more chance to have more drugs. Who knows, right? That's the point. Is, just because you're rich or you're famous or you're doing wealthy things and doing that doesn't mean that you're not going to have problems. Not going to mean doesn't mean you're going to not have issues. But one thing I can say about myself is that I'm extremely happy. I'm very positive. I'm outgoing. There's a lot of things I could say about myself and look in the mirror and say, man, you're the shit. You know what I mean? I don't usually cuss on here, but I could say that about myself. I enjoy who I am. Today I was on the phone with my best friend and I got off the phone and I was like, I really do love myself. I love who I am right now. I enjoy who I am as a person, and other people tell me that. So I know I'm doing well. I know I'm doing good in life. So if I'm like this, if I'm this happy when I'm not financially stable, imagine where I'm gonna be at when I'm fully financially stable. You know what I mean?
You know, at the gym, people people think that I'm crazy. Why? Two reasons. First, every time I'm doing cardio, I run 5K, 5 kilometers. So I just broke my personal record.
Yeah.
You know, this is the first, I never run. I hated cardio. I hate it. But I have to do it. The doctor told me, either you do cardio or I give you prescription for high blood pressure.
Wow.
You know, high blood pressure has like a 3 stage. Stage 1, you don't need a medicine. Stage 2, you might need a medicine. Stage 3, you do need a medicine. I was stage 1. The doctor said, don't change your lifestyle, I give you medicine. You change your lifestyle, you don't need a medicine. I was like, forget about the medicine, let's change the lifestyle. So I cut this out and then I started doing legs. Legs is perfect for your heart. I didn't know back then. I hated to work legs. But my body was like this. And then I started working legs and do a lot of cardio. And every time so the record that I just break it last week, when I started doing like running, I used to run like 5 kilometers in 1 hour, and then 50 minutes, 40 minutes, 30 minutes. Now it was like a 5 kilometers distance in 25 minutes, 25 or 24 minutes and 50 seconds. So it's amazing. It's amazing. So every time I reach 1 kilometer, I'm running. Okay, I do like this. Nice, well done. And I'm running. I don't stop. I'm running. I do like this. I do like this. Let's go. I do that. Why? Because you have to congratulate yourself. People forget to congratulate for small achievements. They think that it's like the quantum leap. You know, I'm reading this in the book here. Where is the book? The book is here. The slight edge. Okay, slight edge. Don't fall for the quantum leap, right? Don't fall.
Is that the one you just got?
Yeah. So, that's one here.
No. Is that the one you just got though?
Yeah. So
let's go.
The quantum leap. The quantum leap. People think that, I'm gonna open my business and I'll make $1 million in the first month or the first year. No. This might happen, yes, but don't fall for the quantum leap. So go slow and steady. So I used to congratulate. I congratulate myself every single time. One girl told me at the gym, like, she works at the reception. She said, "What is the secret with you? You are smiling. I never see you like like a sad or crying or whatever." I was like, "Can you breathe? Can you walk? Can you see it? Can you hear? Can you breathe without the aim of machines?" Yeah. So you have enough reasons to be happy. What you are talking about? They are not happy. You have to be happy. And always congratulate yourselves for small achievements, because it's the mundane things that you do over and over and over again that combine it will create a compounding effect. Yes. That by the end of a year, 2 years, 5 years, you're going to be a completely different person. As you said, 1.5 years ago, you were one person. Today, you are another person. But it is the small step that you are taking every day that nobody sees it, that combined it in 5 years, completely change your life. And just to conclude, the Chinese bamboo takes 5 years until you see the first sprout, right? 5 years. 5 years. What the Chinese bamboo are doing in 5 years, they are growing their roots deep, strong, thick. And then after 5 years, in 6 weeks, grows, 27 meters, like a 90 feet, 80 feet, something like that.
Yeah.
And the question is, how long did it take to grow 30
to break the soil, yeah, and then actually to grow up to the 90 feet, right? Absolutely, yeah.
5 years, not 6 weeks until growing. However, if you are growing, you have to make stronger your roots. It's like skyscrapers, like a taller building. Go from above up, not
Right.
up and above.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah. And again, so being consistent is key. And for me, like I'm seeing myself right now on this screen, and I got people who like Scott in that's in the comments, and my nephew and my Aunt Mona. These three people have literally known me for 30 years, legitly. Like every person on here has known me for 25 plus years, 20 plus years. And so Scott in the comments says, this is one of my old best friends from a long, long time ago when I was a teenager. He said, let's give a shout out for the past and the generations before us. My mom knows your family from grade school. So my mom and his mom went to school together. We're here now to continue and be remembered for our good and our faults. Let's not be mistaken. We all make mistakes. That's part of growing up. Absolutely. And that's, again, it's not like a cop out, or if it's not just to say, hey, I went through everything I wanted to get here. It's a fact, because if I didn't go through what I went through, who knows where I would be right now? I might have, who knows? But the fact is like I have people that support me, that are still here, that I'm showing up for myself, that see me showing up as well, and I enjoy being who I am today. So with you being here, it's again, having Leo on, you guys, right now, he's somebody that in the short time I've known him, we've really kind of bonded in this short time, and we're gonna only get stronger together as a unit, because we are in an inner circle. There's a very few select of us that have our very powerful meetings on a weekly basis, and I enjoy being around people who are doing good things and successful and that are driven. One thing Master P told me, he said, if people around me aren't pushing me to do better, then I just don't really need people around me like that. And I'm not saying that to be like I'm better than anybody, but right now I have to put my oxygen mask on me right now, because can you imagine how much good I'm going to do when I'm able to get the good things in life so I can pour into others? If I have a half empty cup, how am I going to help you guys out or anybody I know if I'm pouring out of an empty cup? You know what I mean?
I want to share one of the most beautiful phrases I heard Jim Rohn saying. Just let me find it here. Because you said that about the mask, I have to put the mask myself first. It's amazing. Why? Because most people think they have to help others before help themselves. But the thing is, let me find it here. I will share it with you. I remember. So people used to say, I take care of you, you take care of me. Nah. I will take care of me for you if you take care of you for me.
Where did I hear that?
Why? Oh. Because if you take care of you, I don't have to take care of you. Society will not have to take care of you. The government will not have to take care of you. If you take care of yourself, that's what everyone wants. Take care of yourself. So I will take care of me for you, which means that if I take care of me, I'm not going to load you to take care of me. I'm not going to give you this pressure. So if every one of us take care of ourselves, it's good. I'm not saying to do not help others, but I'm saying take care of yourself. People help others without helping themselves. Right. How am I able to put a mask oxygen in an airplane, someone besides me, if I don't have myself? I will faint it. Right. I will die, and the person besides me will die. Yeah. So put yourself first, and then you're gonna be able to help others. So help yourself first.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay. So Leo, this conversation was powerful and real. And I want to say thank you for pulling up and sharing your truth with us here on Just Like Us. And so you've shown us that it doesn't matter, where you start. It's about how bad you want it and how consistent you stay. And to everyone watching, if this lit a fire underneath you, share it, tag someone, and, keep showing up. Make sure that you guys are being consistent with yourself. Because one thing that I've learned in the past year and a half, because again, let me remind you, it's been a year and a half since I've been reborn, so to speak. And I'm not using drugs. I'm not drinking alcohol. I'm not using nicotine or even caffeine. And so for me, like me being consistent is key right now. You know what I mean? Like I'm over my addiction. I'm past the things that were harming me, because I know me and I know what I'm capable of doing, and me being sober me is the best me ever. I don't need anything to help me get energy or to brighten my. I'm already bright. I'm already hyped up. I'm already in a fantastic mood. So there's no need for me to go down that path. So I want you guys to see that no matter what, if you stay consistent with whatever you do, if you want to be an asshole, man, you're going to be the best asshole in the world if you keep doing it every day. You know what I mean? You want to be a millionaire, you be around 4 millionaires, you're going to be the fifth. Just stay consistent. Like Leo said, It takes several years for a bamboo to grow roots. You don't even see that you plant a seed and you expect the seed to grow. You're gonna be sitting there with you're with a cane by the time it comes up. But when it does come up, it sprouts, it gets that sunlight, it gets that vitamin D and shoots up fast. But the point is, you get the roots deep, make sure that you're planted, that you have a good foundation to go off of, and then start making these moves. Make sure that you have a good solid foundation that you can build off of. You don't want to build a house on stilts that's on sand. It's not going to work. But if you consistently show up for yourself, stay strong, stay powerful that we are. And I think our emotions as males, I'm saying this for the males because I know women can be passionate and emotional. But for us males, I think the emotional side, the in touch side of us is kind of like, I feel like it's almost like a lost art. Growing up in the hood, for me, you didn't have the ability to be, passionate and sensitive and emotional. There was no room for that. Only the strong survive kind of thing. But I've learned to grow and see that my passion and my emotions are what fuel me for a lot of things. I'm a very passionate person. And without these things, these deep emotional connections, I feel like I lose touch with who I am. I can cry and feel good about it. You guys might even see me cry. You know what I mean?
Like Scott. Yeah, Scott just said, eagles fly with eagles. Jim Rohn says, like, don't send your duck to the eagle school.
Yeah, right. What did he say? He said the eagles fly with eagles. Right, go ahead.
Exactly. So if you're not an eagle yet, fly with eagles. So you cannot be the smartest person in the room. If you're the smartest person in the room, you are not learning. You have to be the most dumb person in the room.
Yes.
To be honest, when I am around Desmond, I feel Jesus Christ. He's like, I am in chapter 2, he's in chapter 50.
Right. And one of the things that I've heard though, being an entrepreneur is, in order to really be successful and even to teach people, all you do is got to teach one chapter ahead. You don't have to know every answer in the book. Just teach one chapter ahead. And you can make big time moves. And that's one of the keys to being successful is showing up, being consistent, taking notes, but implementing everything that you learn. You can go and read the books, right? But if you don't implement anything from them, Desmond will tell you this straight up. If you go and read 100 books, but you don't implement anything, what was the point? To just read? Man, come on now. Get out there and make some moves, you guys. I'm here where I'm at. I'm not a millionaire yet. You know what I mean? But I am rich inside, and I can say that wholeheartedly. But I'm saying I'm working my way consistently to being financially stable. Not financially free, because to me, financially free means free of finances. I don't want to be free of finances. I want to work toward being financially stable to where I'm able to go do the fun things. It's always going to be work, right, Leo? There's always going to be something to continuously do. You're not going to just sit back in your money. Maybe if you... I mean, I'm sure there's people that let their money work for them. Don't get me wrong.
Can I offer you a piece of suggestion that was offered by a mentor? So you said, I'm not a millionaire yet. I would say, I am a millionaire. However, I didn't manifest yet. I'm going to give you a perfect example. So if your parents is very successful, or if you won in a lottery, $80 million. However, it's going to take you 30 days or 2 months to get the money.
Right.
My question is, are you or are you not a millionaire?
Right. Yeah.
You don't have the money.
Right.
But you own the ticket. You own the money, but you don't have in your possession. So the thing is, you are a millionaire. Because if you declare, I'm not a millionaire yet, you are saying that you're not a millionaire at all. So you have to say, I am a millionaire and I didn't manifest yet. It's like pregnancy, okay? The woman are pregnant. She has a baby. Because you cannot see the baby with your own eyes doesn't mean she doesn't have a baby. She has a baby. Wait for 9 months.
Right.
It's a baby. So you are a millionaire. The only difference is you didn't manifest yet.
I like that. See, that's the difference between having people that believe in you and themselves, as opposed to people that are constantly looking back and like why didn't I do this? Coulda, shoulda, woulda. It's because having people like yourself around is like you learn something new every day, and you're absolutely right. Because I have made over $1 million in my life, so I am a millionaire. But I don't have it in my hand right now. That doesn't make me not a millionaire. I just haven't accumulated all of it in one piece right now. But I am a millionaire, and I am rich. And again, good money in good hands can do good things. Right.
And before we finish, I just want to ask you and this beautiful audience, because I see they're sending a lot of questions and they are participating with us. A lot of people say, okay, so you want more money? And Justin, answer me. Do you want more money?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Okay, so I'm gonna give you $1.
Okay.
And then you say, I don't want $1. I want more money. Okay, I'll give you another $2.
Right.
No, I want more money. Okay, so how much money
Right.
you want? Because this, if I give it to you, you are $2 richer.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
how
right.
much money
do you really
you
want?
actually want?
Right.
How much money? How much?
Right,
Write it down on the paper.
Mm.
If you do not write it down on paper, it's hard. You know, there is a book. It's called Checklist Manifesto. It's here as well. Whoa, somewhere. Okay, the Checklist Manifesto teaches you that airplane pilot, they are doing their job for 10, 15, 20, 30 years. They still have to follow a checklist. Why? Because they say that you cannot trust your mind, only in your mind, such important and crucial tasks. So he has to follow a checklist which bought them, even though they can do it by their eyes closed. You have to have a checklist for your goals. If you want a loan, you don't go to the bank, like shake the manager hands and they give you the money. If you get married, you don't only shake the hands, you sign. You take a loan, you sign. You divorce, you sign. Whatever you do, you buy a house, a car, you sign. So important things goes to paper. That was a university, Harvard. Harvard University did a research back on the 70s. They interview all the graduated students, right? They interview them all. Ask them, how do you see yourself in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years? Most of them said, I have no idea. A small portion knew, okay, I'm going to open my own office. I'm going to open my own business. So after 20 years, they re-interviewed them. And they noticed that 1% of them were more successful in family, in business, in money, in careers, in everything. And then they start dig like, why such a difference? Because their parents might be wealthier? No, irrelevant. They were more intelligent? No, irrelevant. So they start digging more and they noticed that the 1% who were more successful had in paper what their plans were for the future. When we say, someday I'm gonna buy a car, I challenge you right now, take your calendar and show me where it is reading someday. There is no someday in the calendar. That is January 1st, January 2nd, April 1st, April. There is no someday. That is the day. So the thing is, you have to write it down dates. Days. I can show you in another episode how to do that because it's a lot of things to cover, but be specific. You are already rich. You didn't manifest yet. It's like earning an inheritance or in a lottery. You are a millionaire, but the money's not in your account. Doesn't mean you're not a millionaire.
Right. Yeah. Hey, I like that a lot. Again, it's always powerful to have people pushing you to do better things, you guys. So take notes. Listen, Leo's here with us, you guys, and we're going to have you on for another episode because this was amazing. This was actually very powerful. I feel something that hit home for me and I'm sure some of the watchers as well, because it's not every day that you get, the powerful people around you to push you doing well, because it's taken me to get here where I'm at to see that, hey, I deserve better. I deserve some good things in my life, and the more I continue pedaling backwards, the more I can expect not to go forward. So for me, this is prolific to have people like yourself around. I'm really excited and happy to have you here with us. And again, I want to say thank you for joining us here today. We'll definitely have to link up and do this again, Leo. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Thank you all. My nephew Scott, that's my longtime friend right there, Aunt Mona, and everybody who joined here. If you haven't seen this live, thank you for watching after the fact. We appreciate all you guys for being here. Nephew Nathan, we'll have to link up after this. Again, anybody who's on here, if you guys want to get a hold of me, my phone number is 775-315-1637. Feel free to reach out. And for Leo Castro, I want to say, this man has some amazing things going on. How are the people going to be able to find you? Because I would love for people to go check out. This bus is amazing. For you guys who came in late, let's get one more shot of this bus. He's got one of the top of the line buses. party buses in the world. And I'm saying that because I'm seeing it. And I'm from Vegas, you guys. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the entertainment capital of the world, if not the universe, okay? Las Vegas.
Okay,
check this out, y'all. Look at this. Look at this, y'all. Check this out. Look at that. Okay, that's just one part of. Look at that.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about the slot car track, the portable slot car track.
Yes, let's bring it up real quick. Let's bring it up. So let's do it. Yeah. And again, while you're doing that, where can people find this at? Because I need to go look at this up. What's the website?
So you guys can go to my personal Instagram. So my personal Instagram, I'm gonna show you guys. It's at leocastro.ca.
LeoCastro. Leo Castro at what?
leocastro.ca.
It's backwards. At Leo Castro. LeoCastro.ca. Leo LeoCastro.ca. Right? And that's on Instagram?
Yes, that's Instagram. Or you can go Onyx LED floor. Yeah, Onyx LED floor on Instagram as well.
ONYX LED floor?
Yes, perfect.
NYXLEDFLOOR. Check this out though, y'all. Look at this card. What is it called again? Your product here?
This is the slot car track.
Look at this. That is cool. Okay, while you're showing this, what made you want to do a slot car track? Was it a childhood dream that you had? Something that you want to do? Wow, what?
No, actually, to be very honest, it's because in Canada we didn't have like a portable slot car track, and then I worked with events since 2017, and we lack in entertainment. United States, it's much better in almost everything, in events, experience, in parties.
Wow.
You know, cool. And then I said that one would be fun to have here.
That is cool. My Aunt Mona put your link inside of the chat, so it's leocastro.ca. Now, is that the website or is that
one my Instagram page? I have a website. My website is Leo Di Castro. Oh, here we go. If you guys want a screenshot.
Too bad it's backwards. Dang it. Is it? You said D or Leo Castro, right?
Yeah, so the website is leodicastro.com. The website.
Okay, Mona, would you mind typing that in? Because on my end, I'm not allowed to show. So here's this right here. Here's Leo Castro, but it doesn't, for some reason, let me type into the chat, which is extremely strange. So, okay, Leo, just put that in to our personal one. Okay, cool. Yeah. And even with this, Leo, I don't think I can go ahead and type that. That's unfortunate.
The Ramona did it. leocastro.ca, exactly. That one's my Instagram. Thank you so much, Ramona. And the website is leodicastro.com. leodicastro.com.
That is cool. That was cool. Like the bus, you guys, he showed some videos and some photos of that earlier. He told me in the very beginning that some of you guys might have not have seen this part, but he was saying how he has one of these buses that he might even say it was probably one of the better buses in the world. And I, I'm a skeptic person, but he showed me, I'm like, wow, like no joke, some of the most amazing LED lights inside and out. That bus is fantastic. So this is a big deal. This is huge. So, and again, I want to say thank you for coming on. Is there anything you want to add before we close out?
Oh, just believe in yourself. Don't let knowledge stop you. Don't let money stop you. Don't let your family, friends, whatever, say that you don't have the money, you don't have the knowledge. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? You are not different. Whatever.
Right. Leo Di Castro right there.
Here, whatever you can see here, you can have it here.
You can have it. I tell my son.
Yeah, I always say that we live in a secondary world. The primary world, it's here. Because everything you see here, everything, the coin, the tablet, the book, the remote controller, came from someone else's mind.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. So, and again, I want to say thank you for being here. What a great time this was. We're gonna definitely have to get you back on here. How'd you feel? What did you feel? How do you feel about this
podcast? I feel literally on fire. And Ramon got that right. leocastro.com. Yeah. Thank you, Ramona.
Yes, that's right.
It's awesome. That's why I like to share, because Jim Rohn says if you share the message for 10 different people, they have the opportunity to hear once, and you have the opportunity to hear 10 times.
Oh.
So the key is sharing, teaching, because as many people you teach, more you're gonna learn. More you're gonna learn. That's why Desmond tells us, like, read and apply the knowledge. Read and apply the knowledge, because if you do not apply, you're not gonna learn.
What's the point, right? Yeah, you got to implement. You got to show. First of all, showing up to school is half the battle, right? I mean, you got to make sure that you show up. If you work out or anybody does anything of the working out, the hardest part of working out is getting to the gym or getting to to get up to go do it, and then you can work out. But not only showing up for yourself, but you want to make sure that you take notes, because nobody has that good a memory. Some people maybe, but you got to take notes, and then you got to implement, right? And then have the courage to keep going. So there's several factors, but I think the first one is showing up. 70% done is better than 100% perfect. Just go and do it. Don't worry about getting things perfect, because I've wasted a lot of time. And I wouldn't say wasted, but I spent more time than I would like to have on figuring things out, like you said, with your bus, than I would like to have. You know what I mean? But getting there, I freestyle rap. For me, if I'm freestyling, like writing raps or writing music is so much different. But instead of wasting time on like wanting and hoping, and I just need to come do it. Just like anything else we do, is show up, be consistent, take notes, and then implement whatever it is that you want to do. And I'm learning more and more that I have so much power.
You learn from different people. Doesn't matter if you like that person. We have to have enough maturity to see he's a jerk, but he's do well in business. So you have to learn. Okay, so Elon Musk now, it's a little controversial, but something that we have to acknowledge, that he doesn't wait the perfect time. He launches the car and then he enhances it on the way. It's like Richard Branson said, take the opportunity and learn it on the way. So Cybertruck had a lot of issues, but he didn't wait until everything was 100%. He just launched it and he recalled it to change some parts, whatever. But the thing is, we have to have the maturity to see, okay, this guy is not good in family, or this guy not good as a person, but he does good in business. What can I learn from him in business, not as a person? Because you don't like him in person, that's okay. But what about in business? Nobody's perfect.
Right.
So nobody's perfect. So, but we have to learn it. Your life will be used either as an example or a warning.
Right.
An example, people to be followed, or as a warning to be avoided. Don't do what they do. Look, it's like Judas, Jesus. One is a warning to not do it, and one is an example how to do it.
Right. Perfect. I love it. Leo, this has been amazing. And again, we're gonna have to get you back on here at some point here in the near future, man. What a blessing to have you in my life. I thank you so much for all the knowledge. The way of your thoughts and thinking I love the way your brain works. So again, thank you for showing up and being a part of our podcast here at Just Like Us. And Mona, thank you. Scott, thank you. Nathan, everybody who's in here. Again, thank you anybody who's watching this after the fact. Leo, been a pleasure, my brother. All you guys have a great evening
here with you and your beautiful audience.
Thanks again. We love you guys. Make sure that you guys keep on following, watching, liking, sharing, all that great stuff. We're here live 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Wednesday and Friday. Every Wednesday and Friday. We don't know. We don't care. We show up no matter what. Lady wasn't here. She had, her daughter was graduating college, but I'm here. So if it's not one, it's going to be the other. I'll come in here if I'm dying sick, because that's just how we do it. We show up. And one thing that Leo might add at the very end is saying, there was a time here just recently where he went to an event, he wasn't feeling well, but he showed up because you know what? It matters. It matters. When you show up for you, that's that little bit more of information that you didn't have that's going to push you forward. So again, shout out to Leo for everything you said and done with us today. We appreciate you guys being here. Until next time, you guys stay good to each other and keep on learning. Love you guys. Have a good one, Leo. Good night, everybody. See you guys.
Good night.
Bye.